This is Racer X with another video. I said I was going to develop in my last video a internal shock spring setup that's tunable instead of running an external shock spring tuning setup. Hopefully you guys can see this. Hold on, let me get a flashlight. It's raining out and it's a little dark. Anyway, as you can see, okay, it's now internal shock spring setup. And how I tune it is with shock oil instead of springs. So I went from a 27 weight, 30 weight setup with an external spring and collar to a 35 weight internal shock spring weight setup. So now, like I said, all I have to do is adjust with shock oil and not the collar anymore. And the suspension is sweet, like stupid sweet. Love it to death, man. It works so well. I also took the shock shaft and hit it with 900 grit to remove the oxide, then hit it with 2000 grit sandpaper on the shaft to smoothen it out really good, and then polished it really good on a high-speed buffer polisher with a steel rouge is what it's called for polishing, which is a gray or white rouge that you put on the wheel before you put it on the buffer. Okay, and as you can see, it's a lot smoother, shinier. Just worked out a lot better. Of course, dirt's going to get in there and start making it, all sandy looking, like it was sanded with some rough sandpaper and stuff. But at least I got it back to being smooth again. And everything looks good. You can run the whole thing. When I did this setup, I used an aluminum GPM shock cap instead of the composite plastic because the compression is a lot harder on the internal spring. So if you want to do the same setup I did, you will have to use an aluminum shock cap on a stock body or a GPM body shock. Doesn't leak, perfect, and we're good to go. And I've been running this bike for 5 months now. Shock hasn't leaked on me, but I don't run it probably as hard as some of you guys. Anyway, there it is. You can't see up in there a whole bunch, but it's just a GPM shock cap with a bleeder screw. I don't know why they put bleeder screws on these because you don't really bleed them. And I mean, once you fill it to the top of the shock body, you're done. I mean, once you compress it, barely anything's going to come out anyway. It's more for like buggy setup. But anyway, just thought I'd show you guys. And if you pay attention to this video, you can go ahead and do the same thing. The spring that I used on the inside is this silver spring right here from Associated, which is equivalent to the stock spring. Okay, and the compression of it. See how hard? It's pretty hard, man. That's pretty hard spring. And this is the stock spring, which is pretty hard. So they're equivalent in strength. And that's why I went with 35 weight. I tried 27, way too soft. 30 is definitely not going to be an in-betweener. You would have to go with 35 or 40. It just depends on your tuning. So anyway, there you have it. I will set up another video where I turn the shock bleeder cap, take the screw out, go ahead and put a nipple in, and then put a shock reservoir in so you can adjust the compression just off the reservoir. I'm still waiting on the parts to come in, and then I will go ahead and set that up and show you guys. So enjoy, have fun, and happy racing.